Collin, how would you characterize your play today?
Just similar to yesterday, pretty solid. Made some good putts. You know, obviously played a lot harder with kind of the wind and just the fairways rolling pretty fast. You know, you end up in a lot of spots where you're just going to end up in the rough. I mean, 1, 13, 10 even. You know, it's going to happen. And you just got to play shots and kind of hit them to good spots. And thankfully we were able to take advantage of, you know, enough holes today to kind of keep that birdies going.
You talked about the fact that you've seen this wind over the last couple of years you've been here. Does that feel like that helps you as you kind of play this golf course?
Somewhat. I mean, the course is playing firmer than before, so you have to adjust on a few holes. But just knowing, you know, kind of the normal wind direction that we've seen, and I think that we're going to see over the next couple days, it just kind of allows you to go up to these tees knowing what to do and knowing where balls might end up and not getting frustrated that, you know, you're on one here and the ball's most likely going to end up in the rough.
It's usually hard to work in changes to your golf game and take it, you know, from the putting green or chipping green to the course. Why are you not having a hard time with that?
Yeah, I mean, even that first week in Mayakoba, you know, I thought I putted a lot better and a lot more consistent, even though that was the first week. I think it's just because, like, they've all been better changes, but they've all been really simple changes. You know, putting-wise, it's not like I'm trying to think, like, perfectly take it back. You know, don't pull it in, don't take it out. It's just really take it back and hit the putt on the right speed. And just little things, you know, just trying to get, just being more aware. And now I'm aware, you know, if I hit a bad putt out there, what's the cause? Like, was it speed? Was it, you know, this or that? Like, before, it was just rolling the dice and guessing. So it's just, I have a little, I'm at ease now, you know, knowing if I hit a bad shot or a good shot, just what I'm doing.
It seems like speed is a real focus for your putting now. Is
Yeah.
that fair to say?
Yeah, I'd say kind of, you know, I worked with Steven a couple weeks ago, right after Christmas. We just talked a lot and, you know, kind of went on this path of just trying to get good speed, and it's kind of worked into everything and how I'm reading them and kind of how I'm going through the motions there.
Are you typically kind of a sponge for information when you get it?
I'd say so. I mean, I think that's what I've kind of done. You know, I'd say in the almost 4 years I've been out here, I've never, you know, leaned on one person. I just kind of sit back and listen, and it's hard because everyone does something different and everyone's doing it differently, right? But for me, it's just kind of, you just want to listen and just learn about how much you can do it and then try, you know. Golf is so interesting because, like, I might do it the same way as someone else, but the feels and how I describe it are completely different. Like, not one person's the same. So it's, you know, it's on our duty to go and figure out what that is. And having guys like, you know, my coaches, I can bounce ideas off of, and we can figure out how to get in these similar spots and just kind of be in this range of what works and what doesn't. Yeah, but, like, it's not a trap. It's just, I think when you copy them, you got to know what you're doing. And, you know, when I've copied other people, it's like I know what I think, I think I know what I'm doing, but maybe sometimes you don't really understand the overall effect of what happens, right? And maybe that's the secret of knowing what it does, right? So I think at the end of the day, we're all trying to copy someone. I mean, Steven's bringing in a wealth of knowledge in putting. Parker's bringing in a wealth of knowledge in short game. It's just kind of putting us in a bubble and just getting us close enough to where we make our own kind of feels and just kind of go from there.
Which one of between the short game and the putting, which one of the improvements you're happy with?
Well, I mean, short game's only been, what's today, the 6th? I mean, it's only been 6 days. So short game hasn't really been too long, but it's been exciting because now I think I know the path I'm going. I mean, you know, forget about what happened on 18. Like, I know what I did, you know, and you just kind of go from that and you just learn from it. Putting's been really fun because now I'm excited to have my putter out and I'm excited to putt, even from the first time we started putting, because it was something new. It was like a kid just going out and having fun. But I'm sure that's how short game will kind of end up, and that's how hitting has been right now this week too. Is just these feels have just been, it's been fun because it's kind of, it clicks and you know where you're at and just kind of go from there.
When's the last time you felt that way about your putting?
It's been a while. I don't know. I mean, what's cool is that I've had weeks, short little stints of having putting like that, right? but I mean, it's felt good since Mayakoba, which has been the first week we worked with that I've worked with Steven. And it's just every time I talk to him, we just kind of build and layer that off of, you know? And I'm sure we'll hit a point where it's just like, you remember what you did back in this spot? Let's just go back to that. But right now we're just piecing together and just kind of layering things. And it's been really cool is that I think where we're at right now, and he's, you know, I've seen it through 2 rounds, is that we're at a good spot where I'm just kind of free on the golf course, just not worrying about much, just going out and putting. And that's, I think, what some of the best putters, you know, say. They just go out and hit the putt and know it's in. I'd say my attitude. You know, it was very frustrating. It's hard not to be frustrated, right? I mean, it's, you know, you think you're playing well. Exactly, it's golf, but, you know, to know that, you know, you have it in you and, you know, you've been able to close it out and been able to play well. And, you know, I started the year off all right, and then just kind of after players, it kind of went on a little downhill climb. Yeah, it sucks. You know, it was tough. But it's golf, and I've kind of learned from it, and you just look at it at a different perspective and just realize, look, it's going to happen. You just dig yourself out of it and learn and get better from it. And if I didn't get better from it and I didn't push myself to work a little harder and motivate myself in certain ways to know where I want to be and set my goals, then, you know, there's no reason to be frustrated. But it was frustrating because I know where I want to be. It
wasn't a terribly long slide, if you want to call it that.
It felt long.
I'm sure it did. Was that your first one? In how long? Certainly as a tour.
Yeah, I mean, college, I'd say, was pretty smooth. To be honest, I don't know.
Have you had many struggles in life?
Not a ton. I've had a very good life, and I'm very, you know, fortunate and grateful to be where I'm at. And I think that's where, you know, I kind of, looking back at last year, I've got to realize that, is that, you know, I do have a great life, and I've got to enjoy it. But I've got to work hard. You know, I think I saw a quote that JT might have said in his press earlier this week, is that, look, sometimes, you know, maybe you do have to be out there 7, 8, 9, 10 hours if you want to be where, you know, we think ourselves want to, you know, set our goals. Exactly. And it's just been that extra little effort of just watching myself and, like I said yesterday, checking those boxes of simply doing the right things and doing the things that are needed to get back up there.
How much does this place feel like home? At least a little bit to you, with your family's history and everything. A fan a few years ago.
Yeah.
Found a matchbook on eBay, sent it to me. I got it to Rolf. He got it to you. How much does this place feel like home and your connection with the local folks?
It's great. It definitely feels like home, even though I never lived here. You know, my dad used to come all the time as a kid, and grandparents are from here, and great-grandparents are from here, and there's a long lineage, you know, throughout the Hawaiian Islands for us. And I'd say, you know, it's nice to kind of feel that, you know, family, that Ohana, you know, spirit around, and just have people rooting you on. It's always nice. You know, I feel that in LA. You feel that out here. There's not many places, you know, that I've lived, so it's nice to have that kind of extra support.
How many people are here for you, family and friends, close friends from Hawaii here this week?
I don't know the total. I mean, I have my parents and my brother and Kat here, and we had about 15 people here yesterday, so I think they'll sprinkle in here and there throughout the week. And but, you know, for me, it's just stay focused and get the job done.
The Morikawa family restaurant, that was your great-grandparents? Is that right?
I think so.
Just knowing that used to exist right down the road, how cool is that?
It's amazing. I mean, to think what Front Street means to the island of Maui and to the city of Lahaina. Every time we walk by, you know, my dad, I know he just kind of goes back to being a kid, and you could tell, you know, I know exactly where it is. Like, you could tell just he wishes it was still there. I wish it was still there. It'd be pretty cool. Thank you, guys. Thanks, guys.